There are many people that really do not want to be involved in premarital counseling. Premarital counseling is very essential for the success of your marriage. The reason being that during the marital counseling, the counselors or those who are in the marriage committee that will interview you will point out certain areas that you will really need to focus on, or the areas you need to discuss with your intending spouse before you get married. And during the premarital counseling also, the counselors will also begin to tell you to do some certain medical tests that will help you to discover the compatibility of the both of you. Do you know that during premarital counseling, many people have come to discover that the person that they were intending to marry were not really compatible. You see, when you begin to see some medical conditions that will not be compatible with your partner, I see no reason why you need to go to that relationship, because marriage is more than the affection or the love you are professing for that person. During premarital counseling, you will be made to understand certain things that you do not even understand before. The people that will also interview you or counsel you are people who have gone through the road you are about to go through. They have gone through the river. They have crossed the bridge that you are about to cross. So it is important for you to subject yourself to those who will be lecturing you, those who will be teaching you, so that your marriage will become successful. This reminds me about a story of a man that came to marry in our church. When this guy came, we called some members of the marriage committee to see to them. But after some interaction, the man began to tell us that he does not have time for marriage counseling. Most of us were not happy with that statement, because you are supposed to make time for your marriage if you really want your marriage to work. There are some certain things that you will need to tell you, certain points that you will need to discuss with your wife. But the man insisted that he doesn't have time for counseling, that he just want to marry his wife and go back to his work. Some of the members of the committee insisted that he must attend the full lecture. He must take time to attend the full session for the class that he needed to go through. But he insisted. We discovered that after some time, he went away from the church. He took his marriage to another church for wedding. After 2 years of marriage, I began to see his call. I began to see some of his messages, sending me messages in my Facebook. And when I responded one day, he began to complain that the wife he came to marry in our church was giving him heartache. I quickly remember that this man did not really marry in our church, because when it was time for him to go through the process, he took away his wife. He took away the woman and moved to another church for wedding. And they hurriedly do everything without even taking time to lecture them, without taking time to ask them questions, without taking time to counsel them. They did not do anything. They just went ahead and wedded. And after the wedding, they began to see some incompatibilities. They began to see some certain things that they could not cope with in the marriage. And as I'm telling you right now, this marriage is no longer existing again. I remember that one of the committee members during that time asked him a question that, you are saying you do not have time for counseling. What if you have marital issues? Will you have time to solve this problem? And the guy did not answer. And immediately he sent me those messages. I remember that, wow, this is actually what we were trying to prevent. Though I tried to be moderate with them too, but some of the members said this man must go through the session. Now, sometimes you feel that you do not have time for premarital counseling. I tell you that if you say you don't have time for counseling, when you see the gbege in marriage, when you see the conflict, the trouble in marriage, you will have time to see counselors. I want to beg you so that you can prepare yourself before the marriage. You don't prepare in marriage, but you prepare before the marriage so that when you eventually marry, those points, those conflict areas, you may have been able to get adapted to them and also do the things you ought to do at the right time and also when the occasion demands. Thank you very much. God bless you. Please subscribe to this channel as more of marital counseling and more of marriage advices and all that will be coming from this channel. Thank you so much and God bless you.